Hellenic Radio.
1422 medium wave.
Information.
Innovation.
Communication.
Now, moving on for the program in terms of our lineup of artists. What I love, one of the things I love doing is when I see something on Facebook, whether it's a release of a CD or a new movie or someone in theatre or an exhibition, and of course, I came across an event at the University of Johannesburg. And what I do is I send a message on Messenger and I say, hi, would you be interested in an interview? And this is one of the experiences I had with our next guest. And that is Paul Emmanuel. And today, and I'm very grateful because the exhibition, Paul's latest exhibition, which is at the University of Johannesburg Art Gallery, opens today. So I'm grateful for the time and honored to be speaking to an artist. And I just love the title and the concept. And it is a very special exhibition in many ways because also, as I am told by Laken, who is the visionary also with arts and culture at the UJ, this is an exhibition that can be experienced wherever you are in the world. So without further ado, I want to say Kalimera, which is good morning, and Galosori says is welcome to Paul. How are you? Thank you very much for joining us, and sorry we're slightly delayed in connecting with you. How are you doing?
Such a great thing to be on your show.
Oh, thank you so much. It's inspiring. So I think I'd like to ask you to give us a little bit of background behind your journey, Paul, because there are a lot of young individuals who are listening who are inspired by work and creativity and people out there who are speaking their voice in difficult times, of course, as well. But Paul, in terms of the artists in you, because this is a labor of love, clearly you're born with these gifts and you're celebrating them. Take us back a little bit. Did this start as a young age at school, and maybe a journey into how you have gone into the journey and realizing your art now? Please, Paul.
Okay. Well, when I was at school in the 80s,
yes.
I graduated in 87, which was kind of the height of apartheid.
Yeah.
There was no art
right.
at my school. I went to an all-boys Catholic school,
right.
and being an artist was not a cool thing. Not
right.
a cool thing, really.
Wow. Yes.
It certainly wasn't going to be a career that you could make a lot of money from.
Right.
And so I didn't want to either, not at all. Oh no, I was going to be a doctor, and I studied. I applied for medicine, and I got as far as the interview, and it was totally refused.
Okay.
They just said, "Sweetie, you should be doing art," and I was horrified.
Wow.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it was quite it was not my default position, but I had always been drawing and always been making art as a young person, but not wanting to do anything with it actually.
Okay.
That was my thing. Right. Then after doing science for a year, believe it or not, because if you don't get into medicine,
you
take science for
BSc,
a year.
Yes.
And then I failed the physics exam.
Right.
Because I did physics. I did physics. I mean, you can imagine me doing physics and trying to work out the viscosity of water is when I realized that I was totally in the wrong place. And that is when I had my kind of eureka moment.
Wow.
And decided that art is the place to
wow. Gosh.
And it was such a weird moment because the riots and student protests were happening at Wits outside the door when I was writing that exam. And I could see everybody around me was writing away furiously. They knew exactly what they were doing, but I didn't.
Right. Sure.
And that is when I applied to do fine arts. And
okay, sure.
And Penny Siopis interviewed me. I'll never forget that.
Yes.
She totally understood.
Of course.
She understood exactly where I was coming from and the kind of difficulties. Also, I was not out. As a student about my sexuality, so it was a very, very difficult process for me to want to be an artist. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, you know.
But
and
anyway, that's my story.
And when as you speak, I think we need to. Well, I in my heart go, wow, things have really changed. Because I remember at school, I mean, I was in matric in 77, and if you weren't a rugby player, there was an issue, and then if you played hockey, then was even more an issue, and if you were in the play, then then you know, and so it goes.
Totally. I'm so tired.
You know, at school today, I mean, we've just had an arts and culture festival at King David, where I'm based, and the grade 10s came to me and they said, we want to please have certain guests, and students, Paul, are out, and they're encouraged to be who they are, and
incredible.
LGBT, and they invited Miss Drag SA 2021. It's astounding stuff. It's a not everybody. I mean, there are other issues, and the phobias are still there, but yeah, the freedom to be and the freedom to express. But now, Paul, sure, shadows are big and amazing, and that's what I loved as well. There are many things I love about what I'm reading with your work, and I'm going to come through, of course, and to meet you and so on. But I thought shadows is very, very profound, because there's no being on the planet who doesn't have a shadow. And that blew me away. I thought, what? That's a universal truth. That's something that's connecting all of us. So I'd like to ask you to take us then onto the journey of your work leading up to University of Johannesburg in that beautiful gallery. I mean, it's really iconic as well, with the theatre across the way. Go for it, Paul. Share with us. Tell us.
Okay, so it is a beautiful space. Shadows. I became interested in shadows after looking at trauma of any kind.
Right.
I suppose we all have some kind of events in our lives that have had an enormous impact on us. It doesn't have to be traumatic.
No, sure.
But I think that there was something about an atomic explosion, kind of light, searing effect that kind of burns or etches an event or memory onto your consciousness in a way. That was something that was very powerful to me.
Sure.
And I think that South Africa and particularly, we are haunted by shadows.
Yes.
All around us, we are still trying to grapple with the past. All of us have been affected in one way or another.
Absolutely.
And then I had this dream of, which is quite a gruesome image, of having my skin peeled away from my body as a burnt kind of membrane. You know, a kind of blackened, burnt membrane, almost like something that happened in an atomic blast.
Like a charred. Sure.
Yes, and that immediately drew me to this carbon paper. The black carbon paper that we used to use in receipt books and journals. You know, that flimsy kind of substance.
Yes.
And so I went and found the factory in Sebenza that produced, I think it was the last roll of carbon paper ever produced in South Africa.
Wow.
And they gave it to me. They just gave me, because nobody's using it. It's completely obsolete.
Right. Sure.
And Substance of Shadows is a body of 10 works scratched into this carbon paper with a blade. And it's 6 years of work. I've been scratching at this carbon paper.
Wow. Gosh. I seem to remember something vaguely where we were given, we used that paper in a similar way, because it's fascinating. This, when you scratch, it becomes, it's really got quite an interesting and profound energy, because it's working with light and dark instantly.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, and I think I've always been drawn to the idea of scratching away the darkness towards the light. And
yes.
You kind of, when you scratch at this carbon paper, you don't make a white scratch, you make a transparent line.
Oh, my word.
And so all of the works kind of hang like ghosts in this gallery, with all the dust collected from scratching, and that's all like gathered onto the floor.
Wow.
And that's the kind of vibe that you see when you walk into the space.
So, Paul, you said 6 years, and so 2 of those, or almost 2 of those, are with this, I don't know what to call it anymore, the pandemic, this COVID, this Rona. So that must have also had it cast another shadow, if I can use the metaphor, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's an incredibly sobering and humbling experience. I think I'm doing another show up at Wits Art Museum. Men and Monuments opened at Wits Art Museum in last year.
Right.
And it was open for 2 weeks, and then the pandemic struck, and it was supposed to be up for 3 months. And so that, for any artist, I mean, and so many artists out there had shows up that were completely struck down.
Yes. Yes.
So for me to have this show now is just
lovely,
an incredible opportunity.
Okay, so Paul, can you give us the details of the dates and how people, times and so on, so how people can also come through and connect with you and also follow you? But before that, please, you said there are 10 works. A little bit more about the works, because if you look at the images that are on the site, they are astounding, because you think, gosh, they use height and they use space and levels and light. It's and of course it's difficult to see from images, but it's capturing straight away. It's captivating. Go ahead. Thank you.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, because I think for any artist, responses like that are just, no matter how old you get, you never get tired of just hearing people respond to your work. Okay, so there are 10 works. One of the works is a video work, but the nine sculptural kind of pieces, and I say kind of because some of them are 2-dimensional, but they hang in the space, suspended from the ceiling.
Right.
They're not on the wall at all. And they hang in the space. Some of them are 2-dimensional images that have been scratched into the carbon paper, and others are sculpturally assembled pieces like jackets. There are 2 jackets. One is a business suit jacket that I've scraped away and assembled, and another one is a blue carbon paper, because carbon paper.
Yes, I remember blue as well. Yes, blue and black.
There's a blazer, there's a school blazer.
Oh wow!
That hangs in the space. There are collars. There's a stack or a tower of detachable men's collars in a kind of a spinal column that have been suspended in the gallery.
Sure.
There's a very, very important image for me, which is of my father in a kind of a shroud of Turin sort of structure that hangs in the gallery, and a replica of my mother's wedding veil. As well. There are those kinds of things, and they kind of talk to each other in the space. There's a relationship.
A narrative, sure. I have to ask you, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Paul. Are you doing tours? I mean,
yes. Okay, so about how people can come through.
Right.
The show is on this incredible platform that it's just won the Innovation Award from Baza. It's this moving cube.
Yes.
You just log on to the moving cube. You can actually see the entire show in 3D on the moving cube.
Wow.
So somebody sitting in Sydney, Australia, can stroll through the gallery in 3 dimensions almost and see this show. It's an incredible opportunity for any artist, to be able to have that. But as I think we all say, nothing replaces the real thing. So you can make an appointment with the gallery if you want to come and see the works in person.
Right.
And then there are scheduled walkabouts with me. I think there's 4 scheduled walkabouts, and you just book for those as well.
Okay.
On the website.
Right.
And the show opens today.
Hey, you're giving birth today, Paul. Your baby is going to fly, man. That's fantastic. So it opens today, and so you say one needs to book a time to come through, right? One can't just pitch.
Yeah. You can't just pitch because of COVID. So
of course.
I mean, I suppose everybody has to worry about COVID.
Of course.
So you just got to make an appointment.
Okay. And that's easy to do, just by contacting.
Very.
Okay.
Very. And I would just go on the Moving Cube, movingcube.ac.uj.za, I think it is. But if you just type in Moving Cube, it will take you straight there.
So at this point, Paul, I want to say onwards and upwards. And in Greek, kesanotera. This is what you were born to do. And do you see how the universe brought it around, and you're doing it? What an inspiration. It's been really an honor to speak to you. Thank you for agreeing to speak to us. And onwards to the birth, the launch, the rocket, I don't know to call it, whatever, all of those.
It is a birth.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
It's really a pleasure. All right.
Cheers then.
Bye.
Bye.
Hellenic Radio.